So today, because I've designated it as a question session, questions and answers session, I want to try to adequately cover the question period. So I'll start with the chanting, then go into the questions, and then perhaps stop for the last 10 minutes, just absorb what we've been saying. So start with the questions, and then go to the meditation afterwards. But let's start out with a salutation. Chanting. And those of you who know the words, if you know the words, you just have a few moments, open your throat, relax your shoulders, take some deep breaths. And let's see if we can open and lift with the chanting. Bhagavan Ramam Samman Sambuddho Swakato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatippanno Yassa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Dhammayam Bhagavandam Sadhammang Sasangham Ime Sangare Yandarahanga Robide Yavipuche Yama Satuno Bande Bhagava Sujira Varini Butopi Bhakima Janandanungam Pamanasam Ime Sanghamare Durgandabana Karabonde Patigan Atu Amhangam Dikaranam Hidaya Sukhaya Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavandang Aviva Devi Vakado Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavano Savaka Sangho Sangham Namami Andamayam Buddhasa Bhagavato Bhagavakanamakarang Romansi Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahando Samma Sambuddhasa Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahando Samma Sambuddhasa Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahando Samma Sambuddhasa. Okay. So thank you everyone for questions. Some of these are rather old because I only do it every few weeks, but perhaps they're timeless. And sometimes even just asking a question, talking out, thinking things out loud, gives you a chance to look at it. Also, other people think, oh, yeah, right, she gets that too. Oh, yeah, I get that. So we get a sense of we're understanding the kind of thing that happens to people, to all of us, when we do this cultivation. We all have similar kind of struggles and breakthroughs and doubts. And so that helps by itself, just a sense of empathy and understanding of nature of citta, in Dhamma, because it's not like the way of the world where things operate according to some automatic. These are heart processes which are often quite confusing to the ordinary mind. For example, breathing in and out should be easy, shouldn't it? Everybody can breathe in and out. Yeah, you try it. So, as a first question about breathing in and out, that I mentioned during meditation, start with breathing out as beginning to empty out. I practice it more intentionally over the past weeks and notice I have the habit of not fully breathing out. When I place more attention on the breathing out, it makes the system tense, increasingly aware of the body energetic tension and my shaken and exhausted heart, citta. Same time, the book system also wants to try to release, but this whole thing is just hitting some very established patterns. So I want to know how to balance this shakiness to help the system settle into something new. Because I continue to go to work and being exposed to a challenging environment, I feel there's a limit to the degree I should push or challenge my own system to remain balanced. Well, everybody can breathe in and out, can't they? But, it's partly to do with, when you say practice more intentionally, that's just kind of where some of the problems come. I mean, some of it could be just the fact of sitting, Like, you want to sit so that you're not sitting on your backside, but you're sitting as if you're poised over the very center point between your legs. So you're not sitting on your flesh of your backside. You've got something that, you're sitting with the perineum. So that helps the muscles in the lower torso to relax a bit more. Also, by and large, one thing you've got to bear in mind is to just really don't begin with breathing as a meditation exercise. Begin with just getting yourself into a fairly stable, relaxed condition. So when we sit, actually sitting upright is not usual. We normally sit on something. So it's quite a bit of doing to get properly settled. And then what you want to do is gradually put more effort into your lower back, your lumbar region, to hold you, and relax everything else you can, particularly your face and head. So imagine all this is just peeling off around the eyes, the forehead. It's just all softening, because this is where a lot of tension, we don't even realize it, we get so used to it. Because all this is about expression, it's about willpower, it's about focus, and it gets like this, so it becomes normal. You want actually almost as if you're going to sleep, but using your back to hold you up. So, and then your hands and fingers also to get those relaxed. Right? That's just something to bear in mind, to bear in mind. Yeah. Also, I imagine talking about intention. Now, intention is not a small thing. Now, if we're intending to thread a needle, for example, right? So that's a very high focus, or intending to get something done, right? Let's get on with this because it's important. Different kind of energy. And if you're intending to look over a field, say he's got a field outside where the grass is rippling in the wind, and you're looking at this field of grass, rice, whatever, with the wind blowing through it. And you're just contemplating the patterns as the wind blows through the grass. Different, isn't it? They all require attention, they all require focus, but the intentionality, the energy behind the intentionality is very different. And the intention to watch the wind blowing through the grass is not your normal kind of intention that you normally use if you're going to work. You normally either like that or, okay, get on to the next thing. And that intention, that's got an energy in it, right? I mean, you see what I mean? Now, that energy, when it comes into your breathing, it naturally, everything stresses up. Because breathing is an energetic process. It relaxes and energizes the nervous system. So it's very much attuned to the energies. Now, if our energy is strong or intense or constricted, it will have this effect. And it can be the case that even you're not deliberately doing it, it just becomes habitual. To give focus to something, become habitual. Your habitual way of doing that is a certain intensity. And by and large, I find people it really doesn't do people a lot of good. In some cases, but you want to have more the intention to be watching the wind blowing through the grass, the patterns, nature. Just soft and wide. Now, you might bring that quality just into terms of just into your own. Here's a body with all these warmth, textures, energies flowing around in it. So you start like that, and then within all this body, you feel warmth, you feel pressures, you feel sensations. Oh, there's that wind blowing through the grass. There's the breathing. And just leave it like that. If you use phrases like, you've got to be mindful, that will almost certainly cause tension. Trust it. If you're doing that, you are mindful. It doesn't require that kind of intensity. And also, you might find, if you walk, for example, can you breathe? Of course you breathe when you walk, otherwise you'd be dead. When you walk, can you be aware of breathing? Take a long in-breath as you breathe in. Enjoy the in-breath. Give more attention to the in-breath. Walk like you don't have a care in the world. Now, bear in mind, walking is very good because if you walk properly, this midriff region, this abdominal region, should be loose. Yeah. Okay. See, so here, I want that to swing. So imagine you're walking upstairs. This would all be loose and swinging, wouldn't it? That's what you want, so that your right leg comes forward, your right arm comes back. So it loosens this area here, increases the flex. Yeah. And that flex really helps things to relax. You get me? So you can, and then then as you're walking along, of course you're breathing. You sure? Don't focus on your feet, focus on your body and the fluidity, and then actually increase the in-breath. Not increase it, but just make more of the in-breath. Like, open up here. You open up here. So though, we want to actually have the out-breath to relax things, sometimes you've got to actually allow the in-breath to fulfill itself completely without stretching and straining, and just release. So your breathing comes into a happy, fluid pattern. You can also do breathing lying down, lying on your back. Then your belly, as you breathe out, your belly will drop into the ground, won't it? So it's just ways to encourage a more fluid and healthy breath pattern. And bear in mind, of course, that mindfulness of breathing is a meditation practice. It's not the one and only. Main thing is to be embodied, body's walking, sitting, and with skillful mind states. What skillful mind states? Well, mind state of ease is skillful. Right? A mind state of patience is skillful. A mind state of loving kindness is skillful. So you just sit with a feeling. That's your meditation. And eventually, your breathing will pick that up. In time, it will pick it up and gradually, oh yeah. Everybody can breathe in and out. It's child's play. But it takes a lot for an adult to learn to be a child again. Particularly when you're working, where, it's very intense, I'd imagine. I hope some of those ideas can be helpful for you. Remember, don't make it into a strain. You can't push past tension. You can't force yourself to let go. You cannot. It's a complete impossibility. You've got to get comfortable, trusting, relaxed, and at ease, and then just letting go will begin to happen in its own rate, and your body will pick that up, and breathing will eventually pick that up. So next question. Person has a question about a mental pattern that has deep roots, one of obsessing over some irrelevant detail, such as the etymologies of words or trivial details. And I get into this obsessive state whenever I feel some panic. I start obsessing over details, silly little details of life. It's called obsessive compulsive disorder. This is the territory. It's to do with anxiety, insecurity. I begin to experiment more with refraining from these activities and seeing how that affects these emotions. But it's scary because this is a very deep pattern. The distraction, although it's stressful in itself, it's somewhat shameful. It does provide the promise of at least some semblance of respite from the panic. So distracting myself, even though it's a bit stressful and I find it a bit disappointing, it gives me a respite from panic. I feel panic is related to living in this world of universe of change and chaos. However, in moments when I can simply be with my feelings, there's a deeper sense of ease and comfort. I don't need to run anywhere. Great. Do you have any advice on relating to all of this? Well, I think you're getting there. It's anxiety. This is just kind of like not anxiety over a particular topic, it's just basic insecurity. You know, so normally we get secure because we've got things to do, got people to talk to, we've got something that continues to confirm my identity, everything's all right, this is paid for, that's done, the future, my health is good, and all that kind of thing. These give us a feeling of security. Of course, they're all fragile. So the truth of the matter is that citta only gets to feel secure if it's got something, it's either got something to hold on to, which is why it starts to hold on to trivial details, because it's something, or the meditative approach is to get grounded. This means bring your citta really into a grounded aspect of your body. And the body gets, nervous system, body can get very tense. So, for example, standing, your feet. Just stand barefoot on the ground. Soften your knees, relax. You can even just gently bounce a little bit. Take some breaths, grounded. Walking, grounded. So this mindfulness of body very simply helps, gives the citta something to hold on to. That's not a distraction. It's not compulsive, because we generally have to encourage ourselves to do it. But the body has the ability to discharge the stress and the nervousness. The body's nervous system, which can get panicky and agitated. It can also, you can find places in your body where that nervous agitation ceases. This means like just the contact with the ground, for example, or walking, standing or walking. So to get physical helps, because the citta then got something to bond to. That is done through mindfulness. This is such a standard practice because this is everybody's practice. In a way, it's not just like, oh, somebody's got a strange disorder. Everybody has this same disorder. Everybody's doing stuff to keep things, because the citta is insecure. Unless it's in nibbana, it's insecure. So you have to give it something more mindfully. Apply yourself mindfully to embodiment. Then that nervous tension can, here. Another thing, so you talk about feeling, can feel it. So this is great because it does mean if you're able to be with the feelings as they are, the agitation or the panic, then this means the citta is pretty healthy, really. We have that capacity to reflect upon an experience. So citta is both activated, it gets stimulated, it gets anxious, it gets nervous. This other aspect is reflective. We can know we're nervous and agitated, and we can contemplate it. Body helps us to get some stability. Citta can then reflect upon the feelings that occur. Another helpful practice is chanting. Chanting because it brings energy through your body, steady, heartfelt energy. Floating it out. It's steady. It doesn't have to be great. It's just your voice. And because you're hearing it at the same time as you're chanting it, it gives you this sense of something that's sonorous, resonant, peaceful, endowed with kindness or inspiring themes. And that again gives you a fairly safe place to practice within. So these are two ways that you can use to support this tendency for the citta to counteract the tendency of the citta to get anxious and compulsive. Okay. Person asks a question. They feel both a sense of fatigue and desire for connection. I'm confused about how to be with the desire for connection because my mind tells me I should go out and connect with other people. But this isn't the point of meditation, is it? Can you help me understand this tension between meeting needs internally versus externally in this case? Well, this is heart issues. So when you get this fatigue, it's a sense of the heart is depleted, run down, carrying too much, and connectivity. So there's that sense, it's a heart condition. Desire for connectivity. Connectivity is heart energy. When we say connectivity, I don't think it means holding on to something physically. It means you get a sense in which your heart connects to, and that quality of connection has got a bright, refreshing energy to it, right? When you say connectivity, I guess you don't connect to some, you want to connect to some friend, ideally, not some enemy. Or a dog even. That's why people have dogs, of course, because dogs just great at connecting. They totally connect immediately. That's their job. And so they provide a way when the heart wakes up. Oh, lovely, you get some energy moving through it. Right? Because that's the nature of heart on a conditioned level. By this, it feels itself. It was feeling flattened and kind of deflated and then it connecting, it kind of rises up and it feels its own energies. It feels its joyfulness. It feels it's got some potency there. And naturally, we can connect to people who give us sympathy or whatever. But just the fact of connection brings around, energizes the heart, because the heart energy is relational, about relating to things. It means, and it helps us to know where we are. Otherwise, if we don't connect to anything, we're just in some kind of abstract. I don't know. Am I alive, dead? Does it matter? Who cares? And unfortunately, that can be a feeling one has in this rather impersonal world. But connection, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm engaged with something. It keeps me going. Now, of course, there's good and bad connection. So the idea is ideally you connect to Kalyanamitta, spiritual friends, or people you admire and have good qualities. You don't want to connect to people who are delinquent or weird. Because then you're connecting, but also you're getting in, you're pulling in admirable qualities, and they're helping you to resonate with good qualities such as ease or joy or even things you're concerned about, they're concerned about. That's great. Yeah. So this is Kalyanamitta. Now, before we do meditation, most of us perhaps in the West, come into Buddhism through meditation. No. In traditional Buddhist culture, you come into Buddhism on the ground floor. You come into do good, help each other, be generous, keep the precepts. Develop good friendships, heart gets good, then you can do your meditation. Right? You start off with life, living life properly and in tune, And then gradually your meditation kind of evolves out of that. Yeah? So, for example, if you have proper connection, we feel a sense of happiness, we feel a sense of mutuality, we feel a sense of respect, we feel a sense the heart is alive, and then we contemplate, oh, this experience. Ah, yes. You reflect upon it. Reflect upon skillful deeds. Oh, yeah, that was beautiful. That was ugly. That's right. That's not so good. This is what I'm here for. That's reflection. That reflection is the kind of the bridge between the external and the internal domain. You cross that bridge, having reflected, and the heart feels, ah, yes, now I can settle down in this skillful state. There's your meditation. You then, well, that skillful state, in that skillful state, that sense of ease or confidence or clarity or integrity, you bring your attention to your body, to your breathing, and so forth. So the two should unify, but start with the external domain, properly negotiating and managing the external domain. That's going to take you into meditation. Of course, nobody's life is as simple as that. We often, but that's the that's how the two add up. So, a few more. During the last retreat, I would wake up confused, not knowing who I am. There were dreams of someone stabbing my heart. Thank goodness it's a dream. As I return to work and domestic duties, this feeling is returned. Dear. It is this attachment to identity and need to define myself. In my dreams, I am lost. How can I move past this black hole? Well, again, don't concern yourself with identity and all these kind of more refined things, specialized topics. Try to get yourself to feel good. Whether it's an identity or not, it's better to have a feel-good identity than a feel-bad identity. And so in your condition is a state to me, stabbing the heart, pretty clear message, your heart is in stress. It's in deep stress. You feel it. Life is just bringing pressure and fear and worry into you. So what's needed? You have to strengthen the heart. Yeah, dreams. I don't necessarily interpret them, but often they're giving you a sense of some predominant mood that hasn't been freed up yet. The mood is one of under attack, and that seems to be playing out in your domestic duties. Then you need to address this. Heart has to be protected. You can't do it while you're asleep, while you're awake. Set out the intention, protect your heart. So you say, like you wrap, as if you're wrapping your body around it, wrapping your presence around it, like you're carrying a baby, like you're pregnant, wrapping yourself around this heart. See what I mean? And then keep connecting the heart to skillful states. Okay, what are skillful states? I'm awake, I'm mindful, I'm attentive, that's skillful. I'm not distracting myself. My intention is kindly. Yes, I'm doing this with well-being in mind, intention in mind. My intention is resolved. I'm going to maintain this intention. Those are skillful conditions. You need to name them and remember them and recollect them. I'm patient. I'm compassionate. I can bring that in. Whatever you can bring in. And whatever you bring in, take a long time to really take it in. Of course, it helps if it's people you can talk to share with, because that amplifies its impression. And then you can recognize, okay, so after a while, begin to, what's it like when the heart is not under attack? Who am I then? Perhaps you can't name it. But then when you do feel under attack, well, there's me again, that one. Now that me is not a permanent me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to experience this sense of something else, would I? If I can walk along feeling I do no harm, I mean no harm to people, I'm mindful, I'm aware, I feel good with that. I don't swear, I don't violate people, I don't drink. Harmlessness is there for me, dignity, respect. How do I feel then? So this other one, the one under attack, isn't really you. It's a condition. And a condition is something you can, there's that. Here it is again. Here it is again. Now when it happens, go to this again. And of course, going to the body time and time again. Do exercise, keep mobile, don't just sit in it. Move yourself out, move around, move. Sometimes it's good to just move around steadily. Helps the energies to move. So another question. For me, it's very difficult to be mindful every second, every minute, every hour of my daily life. I do my best. It's much easier when I'm staying on retreat or in a monastery. Well, every second, that's quite a big, that's quite a lot to ask for. every second. Why is it easier on retreat in a monastery? Well, I've pretty got a good idea why it's easier. Because of the interactions. Say we're in retreat, you know, she's over there, they're over there, nobody's bothering me. Yeah, sitting up there, Buddha image, nice teacher, dong, there goes the bell. I'm fine, you know. No interaction, or very limited. The only interaction is generally of supportive, peaceful phenomena coming in. I don't have to do anything. Don't ask me to do anything. Just if the bell rings, stand up. That's it. I don't have to talk, figure anything out. So that changes the landscape of our citta. Now, when you're outside, of course, it's very different, isn't it? It can be random, any moment. Hey, I want this. Could you do that for me? Where's the phone going? Oh, excuse me. What about this? What about that? Oh, don't forget this. Ah, where did that go? You know, all kinds of stuff happening, coming in different directions. So, hey, citta, right, got to do this. Oh, no, I've got to do that. What am I supposed to, you know, agitated. Yeah. How do I do it? Am I getting it right? Have I forgotten something? So this interactive situation is one of, it's like running. It's running through things that are always falling down. So you just land on something that falls down. You have to run to the next thing. It's like skipping. And all the ground is always falling away underneath you. So you have to, oof, how's that? Yeah. And then maybe, you know what you're left with, you don't try to be mindful of every situation, every phenomenon external. You're just mindful of, I just feel like right now, agitated or stressed or driven or tense or confused. There's that. Okay, there's that. It's that. It's not me, it's that. So instead of this being something I shouldn't be, this is just the condition in the conditioned realm produces these results. I mean, and mostly we don't want them. We don't like them. So what you can do is just stop resisting or disliking or expecting yourself to feel something else. It's that. There's that. So then it's rather like, instead of this thing binding you, it's there. And it keeps changing. But now it's at arm's length. Once you can get some handle on that, then notice two things. Where does this condition come? What is the impact? What comes in that generates that? I'm asked to do something. I feel responsible. This is my son, whatever. Stirred up. That stirred up is happening here, not there. Now, could that stirred up feeling be something else? Something just, this is stirred up. Don't react to it. Don't resist it. Don't adopt it. Stirred up. Is pause. Because the other thing to bear in mind is, how do you respond? How do you respond to this impact? Things are happening, how do you respond? Most of us, I imagine, will respond as quickly as we can to bring around what we feel is a suitable response. Something's a problem, we'll try to fix it. We'll ask a question, we come up with an answer. Somebody's in need of something, we try to find it. Could you just pause on that? So you feel that quality of intentionality. Again, we don't resist it, we don't adopt it, this is intention happening. And so we contemplate like this. We're mindful of these chitta, what's happening, and we're also mindful to the extent of knowing this is not self. And this is the foundation, the proper foundation for dispassion and release. One or two more. The state of becoming entails grasping and craving, then suffering. The state of becoming, which is becoming. Becoming is the experience of being an identity that moves through time. I am this, I will be that. I am this, I've got to be that. Here's where I am, I should be this. I am this, I might not be that. I am this, if I don't do that, I will be that. So this is always extending the sense of self in time. That's becoming. It entails grasping. That means that something has said, this is what I am. This is me. This is what I am. This is my heart, my soul, my mind. And so once you've done that, you've got something that can then move in time. If it's just smoke, you can't move in time. You can't grasp it. Craving. I want to be. I want to have. I want it to work out. Yeah. I really want to get it done. Craving for becoming. Craving for a fortunate future. How can one abide in non-becoming? Well, who's going to abide in non-becoming? Should we abide in non-becoming? What is it that can abide in non-becoming? When we say grasping, is a sense of, oh, this is me. Or this mood, this is me. This aim, this is me. This state of being, this is me. That is in the sphere of becoming. Once the sense of I am has been generated, it places the citta in the field of becoming. Right? Grasping, I don't grasp, but when this energy called desire, craving comes up and grasping takes hold, it generates a self in the realm of time. Put it simply, in the realm of time. I was, I am, I will be. So when the craving, thirst for something pleasant, agreeable, fortunate, occurs, and there is a, I want this, grasping at it, that puts it in the sphere of becoming. Now, so it's possible to experience the craving. I want this to work. I want this to be good. I want to have a good time. I want everybody to be happy and just, we'll see. We'll see. We can just do what's skillful, do what's right. Some people like it, some people won't. There's no becoming in that. There's just, I want something good to happen. There's called the movement from tanha, craving, to chanda, motivation. Instead of, I want this, I want to get to that place where everybody who's happy, craving, says, no, I want to do what's skillful right now, because that's not delayed to the future, is it? That's not in time, that's right now. Do what's skillful, what's happy, what's kindly, offer it, see what comes up. Some people like it, some people don't. Some it works, some it doesn't work. No craving, no grasping, no becoming. That's how you live. So you can cut the link between craving and grasping. Once you've got grasping, it's pretty difficult because it puts right in the field of becoming. At that point, if there is a sense of, here I am, I want, I am this, I'm this kind of person, everybody says I am, I want to be, ask yourself, who's this? Who is it who's become something? Who is it? Who is she? Who is he? Where is he? I am the most popular person in town. Who's that? I don't know. Everybody thinks I'm an idiot. Who's that? Who are they talking about? It's smoke. It's smoke. It's very poignant smoke. It really gets in your eyes and you cry. But it's smoke. There's nobody there. So then you can break the link between grasping and becoming. Then some grasping, but nobody's become anything. And then you see the grasping is just something that impossible. You cannot grasp smoke. You can't, it's just light and smoke and mirrors. That's what you do. That's how you do it. That's how I practice. Well, it was very generous with your questions. There's quite a few more, but I think there's probably enough to, um, you know, take in what's been said and make use of it. And I think if we put anything more in, it's going to get too full. So I've kept the other questions, and I'll try to address them directly or indirectly at another time. But I think that's probably enough verbiage for today. Okay.
Handamayang Dhammakataya Sadhu Karang Dadamase Sadhu 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 Anumodami.
So let's, those of you who have some time, I want to spend another 10 minutes or so just sitting quietly. Anything that's useful, bring it up. Any points that are useful, it's now the chance to digest them. Who is here? Who is this anyway? Who's sitting here? Sometimes, you know, in some lineages, that's the only practice. That's it. That's it. They just do that. So whatever has been useful, you use this time, disciplined time, when we can just hold the space for another 10 minutes before we sign off. Okay. So, going to close the session for the day. Obviously, you've got some time, want to stay in your space, meditating, reflecting. But I'll just sign off for now. And the next session will be October 3rd, I think. And then I'm going to be pretty busy for a while, so won't be until December, session after that, to be negotiated. Okay. Dhammam Sambodhon Bhagavan Buddham Bhagavan Vivade Vagato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namasami Sapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangham Namami.
So, brothers and sisters, let us all now offer our thanks and gratitude to Longpo for a beautiful and peaceful session today with 3 bows. First bow. Second bow.
Okay.
The next session is 6th of October, Longpo.
6th of October. Okay, thank you. Be in touch.